In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to properly upload a new theme to your blog and a plugin. And we'll look at how to do that through FTP and Cpanel both. So here you'll see that on my desktop I have a theme already downloaded, and here's a recent comments plugin that I've downloaded. You can find loads of themes and plugins on WordPress.org, so I'll assume you know how to find them. Let's look at themes first. On the glossy blue theme that I downloaded, when you download them they're going to be in zip format. On my computer, if I just double click on that zip file, I see that what is actually zipped is a directory called glossyblue14, and in that directory contains all the theme files. So what I want to do ultimately is extract that file and upload this directory that contains those theme files. But typically what happens, if you extract a directory on your desktop before you upload it, because you're going to upload through FTP or something, when I right click and click extract all, I get this little Windows wizard that I go through, and I click next, and here it tells you where the files are going to be extracted to, what directory. So since that zip is on my desktop, it by default is going to extract that zip on the desktop into a directory called glossyblue14. Since there's no directory on my desktop now already created called glossyblue1-4, it will create that directory and then extract the zip into it. And when it does that, what you end up with is a nested directory. So let me do that and show you what I mean. If you don't change that, when you click next and it finishes, then you get a directory on your desktop unzipped called glossyblue14. If you click on that directory, then there's another directory called glossyblue14. That's the nested directory I'm talking about. And then in that directory are the files. Okay, so it's just a basic function of the unzip on your computer that causes that nested directory. Most theme developers are going to have all of their theme files in a directory and they zip it. When you unzip it, your Windows computer typically wants to unzip files in a directory so that you don't have files all over the place. So when it creates that extra directory, you get the nested thing. So anyway, let's look at what happens if you upload the nested directory to your blog, because that's the biggest mistake that people make. We'll go here to my FTP client, and I'm going to go into blog 5. It's the blog I'm going to be using. We'll go into WP content and in the themes directory, and we're going to take this glossy blue that we extracted and FTP it to the site. When the FTP is done, I see now in my themes directory the glossyblue14. But if I open themes and actually look, if I click on glossyblue14, there's glossyblue14 again. It's nested here. If I click on the nested, there are the files. So let's go to leave it like that and go to my blog and actually see what happens. If I log into my blog and go to appearance, in this case I actually see the glossy blue theme. It shows up. If I select the theme, what is happening here though is that it shows me a blank screen, so the system can't find that actual file. Let's go ahead and activate that. Let me bring my movie back over here. Let's go ahead and activate the glossy blue theme like this. Okay, I activate it, it selects the glossy blue. If I look at my site, it actually shows the theme, so that's good. But it's still not installed properly. You could run into some trouble, so you really don't want to do that. Let me look at this again. If I go to admin, go to appearance, now that the theme is selected, if you look here, it says all of the theme files are located in themes glossyblue14/glossyblue14. It actually shows that nested directory, and that's not what we want. What we want to see here on any themes that we have, I'm going to activate this one here, is we want to see that the themes are located in themes/ and then just the name of the theme, not a nested directory. So anything that you have and you activate, that's the path that you should see there. It's in themes/ and then the name of the theme that you've uploaded, and not nested like we have here. So the way that you fix that is that you just make sure that when you actually upload your themes that you're not uploading a nested directory. So what I'm going to do here is just come back to content, and I could do this several ways, but probably the easiest way is just to go to themes. I'm going to go to that glossy blue directory, delete it completely, and then come back out on my computer, find my glossy blue extract, double click on it. I see there's one in, double click. There are my files. You just back up one level and that's the directory you want to upload. So I'll come over here and I'll drag that directory so that it's not nested into my themes folder. Now it's called glossy blue -1-4. Okay, and if I look over here, click on glossy blue 1.4, and there are all my theme files. Now I could rename this theme. I don't need to keep my themes named the way that they're actually named. So instead of glossy blue -1-4, I could come here if I want and clean that up a bit and rename it and just maybe make it glossy blue. Alright, so just keep in mind for the directories for your themes, you can call them anything you want, but there's no reason to have long theme names or long directory names here. And you don't want to have things like periods, dots, any type special characters like the number sign, $sign, %, anything like that in your directory names. And you want to try to stay away from capital letters as well. So what I like to do is to keep all my theme names and all my directory names, for that matter, all lowercase, only use letters and numbers, and if I'm going to put a space, then I use an underscore. So I could make this glossy blue _4 if I want to keep sort of a version number on it, or I could just make it glossy blue 4. Then I go to my blog. I'm just going to refresh here. We'll come down. Here's glossy blue still. I click on it. Now you see I actually see the preview because the system can find it now with the path. So I activate glossy blue. Now when I look here, notice that it shows that it's actually in the themes folder, glossy blue 4. Okay. And if I visit the site, my theme should work fine. If it's actually compatible with this version of WordPress, that is, of course. So that's the way to FTP theme and make sure that it works. Now let's quickly look at how to do this if we were actually using Cpanel instead of FTP, because it works just a little bit different. It's, in my opinion, it's a little bit easier to do these through Cpanel, less opportunity for mistake. So I'm going into Cpanel File Manager, and I'm going to go to my Content Themes directory, and just for demonstration purposes I'm going to delete the glossy blue that we uploaded. So it's not here. Now I'm going to upload glossy blue through Cpanel File Manager. So I'm going to select Upload, Browse, find my glossy blue zip that's on the computer, and upload it. Once it finishes uploading, I'll close the tab, and there's glossy blue zip. Now I'm going to select it and extract it, and it's going to extract in the themes folder. That's where I want it, and click Extract. Close. Now there's glossy blue 1.4 extracted. I'm going to delete my zip because I no longer need it. But let's look here what happened now. If here, my themes folder, there's glossy blue. If I click on it, notice there are my theme files. It didn't extract in that nested folder. So when you upload through Cpanel the zip file and then extract in Cpanel, then you typically don't have that nested folder problem. And if I wanted to, then I could still come here on glossy blue and click on it and rename it if I want. Glossy blue, if I wanted to make it 4, that's fine. And everything should work fine. Now if I go to my blog, go back to the admin panel, appearance, and there's glossy blue there. That's the way it was. Still find it. When I activate it, then it's in glossy blue 4. So I prefer to upload my files, zip files, through Cpanel because you don't have the nested folder problem, and you also don't run in, sometimes you have problems when you FTP files up, that it will FTP up to your site, and you'll have permissions problems and all kinds of other little problems. Maybe it didn't FTP up with the right encoding or something like that. Typically, if you have a site that's Cpanel and you upload the zip file through Cpanel and extract, then it's going to extract with the right encoding, the right permissions, and it's not going to be in nested folders and so forth. It just seems to work cleaner for me.